Hey, what you watching? Me? I'm just a TV. I mean, I'm not even human. You've got the remote control. You can change channels if you don't like what you're watching. You can flick me on and off, and on and off, and do... Whoa, I'm getting dizzy. You see? You're smarter than me. You get to choose from all kinds of neat stuff. Funny shows, nature shows, shows about people all over the world. Ouch! In real life, that would hurt. You get to learn how to make stuff, how to draw stuff. Me, I don't get to do any of this stuff. I'm just the TV that plays it for you. Yep, I sure wish I was as smart as you. Did somebody get that cat off my head? Look at it this way. You can talk to your best friends, your mom or dad, about all the stuff you see on TV. And besides, you have choices. You've got books and sports, and you can go outside and play. Where is outside anyway? I'm just a TV. You're the smart one. Well, so long. See you next time. Hey, what you watching?
Me? You're watching me. Yes. Happy Canada Day, everybody. If you can all hear me clearly, make sure that you put in a Canadian flag emoji in the chat. And in the meantime, I'm gonna be welcoming everybody who has arrived. Jason the Cartoon Fan, yes, nice to have you here. And SpongeBoy, I see you have a new profile picture, you're not using SpongeBob anymore. And Norbert, happy Canada Day to you too. And Super Ready Man, and Rick, nice to have you. And always nice to have you too as well, plus Blow. And Funny Guy, nice to have you. And yes, Ed and Eddie is in the background because, it's made in Vancouver. And Inky, nice to have you here as well. And Daniel, and Zing Official 4, and let me see. And not sure if he's still here, but in case he is, Fairy Princess Valentine, nice to have you as well. And something I noticed is that the chat now shows who are the top fans, and Fairy Princess Valentine currently has a #1 badge, and Funny Guy's #2, and let me see who's #3. Okay, I'm just scrolling down here that says that Daniel's #1, and now Daniel's #3, and Norbert's #2. I don't know fully how this works. It seems to be a new feature, but it's cool nonetheless. So yes, everybody, welcome to my annual Canada Day stream. We're gonna be chatting about some Canadian animation and other nostalgic stuff pertaining to what the entertainment world in my home country has to offer, on top of working on some art that I have prepared for a particular Canadian cartoon, one that I love a lot. And in the meantime, before we do that, I'm gonna be catching up with some more comments. Yeah, despite being entirely produced in Canada, Ed and Eddie is not considered to be an acquired show, but a CN original. Yeah, that's true. It's made in Vancouver, but Cartoon Network helped funded it, I believe. And I heard somewhere that apparently Danny Antonucci owns more rights to Ed and Eddie than you may think, which is why Cartoon Network is kind of limited with what they could do with the characters. So that means we won't be getting a revival with the characters anytime soon, for instance. Oh, okay, so the SpongeBoy is saying that his profile picture is still SpongeBob. It's just short from a more recent Nicktoons bumper of that show. Oh, that's cool. Let me see if there's anything else. And yes, I agree, Zing Official 4, that Nelvana is #1 as far as animation studios in Canada are concerned. And I just learned that it was actually last March that was the 40th anniversary of the Care Bears movie, which I haven't seen beyond reviews of it, and maybe a couple clips, I don't know, but mostly review of the Care Bears movie. And I know that it beat the Black Cauldron from Disney at the box office. And the thing is, the Care Bears movie was actually released in March, and the Black Cauldron was in July, so the Care Bears movie was already in theaters for a while before it was able to still be the king of the animation scene around that time, making more money than even Disney's most expensive animated film at that time. Also, I think for sake of Nelvana still being around, I think it's a good thing that the Care Bears movie has won at the box office because, they lost a lot of money with Rock and Roll back in 1983, so they needed a financial hit on their hands so that they could continue to live around for more decades and give us all those nostalgic Canadian cartoons. Let's see. What's this better? Sidekick or Scaredy Squirrel? I think I'll go with Scaredy Squirrel, honestly. I enjoyed that the most out of those two YTV cartoons. And speaking of Sidekick, before we continue with the fun, I feel it'll be wrong if I didn't acknowledge a couple of Canadian animators who are legendary who have passed away not too long ago, and I didn't really acknowledge their passings on this channel here. And let me bring up my slideshow. Yes, on the topic of Sidekick, we have Mark Thornton, who was very close with Todd Kaufman. He was a director on several Canadian shows, as you can see in this collage from Animation Magazine, most notably Total Drama and Garage Band, and I know some of you are fans of the work that he has done. Honestly, I wasn't too familiar with Mark's name. I mean, it's not a name that I instantly recognize the same way that I recognize Todd Kaufman's name, but I see that he was very important to the contemporary look of Canadian cartoons since the 2000s. Therefore, Mark should definitely rest in peace, but he's not the only one. There's also Cole Hugman, who is the director of the Oscar-winning short from the National Film Board of Canada, The Sandcastle, which is one of my favorites from the National Film Board. I saw it, the first time I saw it was back in, I'll say around 2007 or so, when on a TV channel called Movie-Owa, which sold a lot of different short films, and The Sandcastle was one of them. It was very nicely done, very soothing, very cute. It reminds me, honestly, the National Film Board cartoons in general, they are similar to like the Sesame Street cartoons in the 70s. In fact, some animators from the National Film Board have worked on Sesame Street, for example. And yeah, with the Sandcastle in particular, it reminds me of that one short from the first episode of Sesame, which has a snake and a skunk talking about the letter S. So yeah, that stop motion style reminds me of that. So if you haven't seen The Sandcastle, you really should. And Cole Hugman has a documentary about himself, which I watched some of. It was pretty interesting too. So yes, rest in peace to those two. And oh yes, okay. Thank you, SpongeBoy. Yeah, I did really acknowledge the death of Colin Fox, who was the voice of Maximus IQ from Atomic Betty. Yes. Rest in peace to him as well. Maximus is the most recognizable villain in that series, in my opinion. Oh, yes. Yeah, I've been meaning to answer what that short was, Norbert, that I featured in my review of the Cat Scratch episode Charge. It's called What a Wonderful Day. It's a short about this bunny who's just lying around, and he's lying around on the hill, and he's just thinking about how, for some reason, he can have these powers in which he can manipulate the earth. So he puts like a tree on fire, and then he burns a worm that's popping out of the ground, and then for some reason he decides to just take out all of his stuff. And yeah, it's a very weird black comedy. I'll have to send you the link to it. So yes, rest in peace to the Canadian animation legends that we lost. And I'm gonna answer a few more questions before we get to the main meat of the stream. And also mention that if we have time after I work on the drawing, which I mostly have current to do with it, then we'll do a guessing game in which I'll be drawing a Canadian character from memory, and whoever gets the most points wins and gets a chance to request a doodle of a Canadian cartoon character of their choice. And let's see here. See if there's anything else I'm missing here. My thoughts on Being Ian. One of those cartoons that I remember mostly for the theme song than the show itself. Though, I should revisit it. I know it's kind of autobiographical. It's based on the life of Ian James Corlett, who is a voice actor, a notable Canadian voice actor. He doesn't voice Ian himself, he voices one of the other characters though. And yes, I know Checkered Pass was cancelled on Adult Swim just the other day. I don't know, I kinda had a feeling that it was going to be a short-lived thing. I mean, it already showed the signs since they're repeating the same few programs and the same episodes over and over again. But hey, it was nice while it lasted, and I'm happy that they're able to reintroduce people to stuff like Evil Concarde and the What a Cartoon Show, for example. And also Cartoon Planet, the original Cartoon Planet. Great question from Funny Guy. If I prefer the episodes of Ren and Stimpy animated by Carbuncle or Rough Draft Korea. Oh, that's easy. Carbuncle Cartoons in Vancouver. In fact, I knew I should have included an image from the Royal Canadian Kilted Yaxman, which was the swan song that Carbuncle did for the Ren and Stimpy show. Like, Rough Draft is the second best, and definitely the best as far as the Korean animation studios go. But Carbuncle, when it comes to Ren and Stimpy, has the most fluid, the most expressive of the episodes. And like Stimpy's invention, Sven Hoek, and Son of Stimpy, and Man's Best Friend, the infamous band episode, and of course, the Royal Canadian Kilted Yaxman are among the show's absolute best. See, there's anything else I missed here. So yeah, some Canadian voice actors. Possible is mentioned about Alison Court and Kristen Potenza, and also the woman who voices Tilly from Big City Greens, and also is the voice of Pearly from the show of the same name, which I know you're a fan of, Jason. And that brings me to, like, I was thinking, who are some Canadian voice actors who I think should get more attention? And for one, there's one who I should have mentioned a while ago, like in the past, but it's Frank Mescalite, who you may know is the voice of 2B from 2B and Binu, and that's what he's most famous for, and I grew up with that show. But what I appreciate him for just as much is that he voices Dragon and all the other characters in that claymation show based on Dave Pilkey's books. Now, I never really grew up with the Captain Underpants books, or I never read the Dogman books either, so as a kid, if I want to get my Dave Pilkey fix, I watched the series based on his Dragon books, and Frank Mescalite is the voice of everybody in that show. Which, to be honest, it has a very small cast. It's only like half a dozen characters, and plus he's a narrator, and two of them are female, actually, two of the characters, so it shows how versatile Frank is. And he doesn't have too much credits. He's also a puppeteer. He worked on Franco Rock and the Sesame Street movie Follow That Bird, both of which are filmed in Canada. But as far as voice acting goes, I can only really think of 2B and Binu and Dragon off the top of my head. So yeah, he's definitely somebody who I would like get more work. Yeah, I know, Dragon and 2B have the same voice actor. Let's see. Okay, so I think also you guys are with me some really interesting comments, but of course I can't get to all of them at once, especially since I have some art to work on. So let's move on to that piece of art that I have to finish up, and the next clip I'm going to show you to give you a hint.
Canada. Canada! Oh, Canada!
That's right, folks. I'm gonna be doing some art based on one of my favorite National Film Board of Canada cartoons, the Big Snit. It's to celebrate the 40th anniversary of it. It's basically up there with The Cat Came Back, sort of a tie between the two, as my favorite of the NFB cartoons. So we have here the couple. We got the husband, the wife who has her eyes that she's able to take off and shake them. And then we have the cat, who is, I don't know, maybe the best character in it. Maybe the way he screams whenever he's in pain, and he does go for a walk in that cartoon. But it's harmless slapstick fun. And right here, these are intended to be fireworks, which I'm gonna be coloring the outlines of the fireworks. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna be focusing on, just to color it, because, like I said, I would love to do a guessing game if we have the time. And I have a feeling that we would. Oh, you don't think you've seen any of the National Film Board's cartoons yet, Norbert? Well, I highly recommend the Big Snit to start off with, as well as The Cat Came Back. In fact, you could be able to find a lot of them on their YouTube channel and also their official website for free. And I still recommend some other shorts from the director, Richard Condi. Another one I like is Wasawa, which is a CGI short actually, but it still has that crudely drawn squiggly vision that his more famous cartoons like the Big Snit have. It's a story about this guy who has a lot of toys lying around his room, including my favorite, which is a screaming airplane toy, which I wish was a real thing. And basically the story is about temptation. It's about this devil who's tempting him with an apple, and you know, the guy keep telling him that he is able to resist. Yeah, it's a very surreal sort that is worth checking out. And the guy who voices the opera singer in the Wasawa, he's the same guy who voices the husband here in the Big Snit. It was just when I rewatched Wasawa just the other night I realized that. Oh wait, I forgot about these fingers here. Okay, see this way. So yes, to answer your question, Enki, those are definitely the wife's eyeballs. Like, she's holding her own eyeballs, which it's not really explained why she's able to do that. She's just able to remove her eyeballs and then shake them. And something I'm just remembering, those who are veteran viewers of my YouTube channel may remember I did a cartoon called The Eye Doctor Is Your Friend, which has an eye doctor meeting with various different cartoon characters, and this couple here was one of them. And the husband is yelling about how his wife cannot stop shaking her eyes, and the doctor, he's like, well, I don't know what to do about that. I don't see how such phenomenon can exist. I believe those are his exact words. But I see there's some people who a couple people who generally like that short, even though it's very outdated production quality wise. But in a way, it's still cool to see that some of you are nostalgic for like my really old content, or even newcomers who somehow find it to be interesting. I think I have a subtle brown tint to the wife's hair, like so, just so that her eyebrows could be more visible. Okay, so I'm gonna be covering her lips next. There we go. Then we got color first. There we go. And of course I have to color her eyeballs too. There we go. Okay, so before I move on to finishing coloring the husband, let me catch up with some comments. Oh yeah, that's right, I totally forgot about the sequel I did with the eye doctor with Ginger and Dodie, and Ginger ends up being blind, and I don't know, I forgot the story that I came up with for why Ginger was blind in that short. I don't know, maybe, okay, so I think it's that Ginger and Dodie were having an argument and then Dodie threw lemonade in her eyes. I don't know, I can't remember. Let's see. Oh yeah, I see SpongeBob's bringing up Captain Flamingo. Yes, it's been like over a year since I've been very slowly getting into the show. And I remember it was in the last stream I talked about how I watched the first episode and enjoyed it, and the latest episodes that I watched happened to be the one called Just Lookin', in which Milo, who of course his alter ego is Captain Flamingo, you know, he's helping Sanjay out, but the thing is, Milo has a dinosaur puppet on his hand, and the funniest thing about that is because, you know, being a kid, Milo's going to have an overactive and overdone imagination. Therefore, he's imagining that he's going to have that puppet stuck to his hand, literally speaking, for the rest of his life until he grows old. And that was my favorite part of that episode. And then there was the other episode involving Rutger, who is another recurring kid in trouble, and his dad is obsessed with Rutger's video game. And the episode involves like a fortune cookie, and also involves like a karate fight, and one of my favorite gags in that one is basically Milo pretending to be a plumber, which also includes a artificial butt that he wears to show off a fake butt crack. I love how that just emphasizes the stereotype that plumbers who come into your house to do their work, whenever they're bending down and fixing the kitchen sink, for example, they're always showing their butt crack. And I'm just remembering like a joke in Rocco's Modern Life. You know the episode Canned, where Rocco's trying to find a new job, and one of the new jobs that he finds, well, before he becomes a certain type of phone operator, is, you know, he's helping a plumber like hold up his pants, and that was a funny gag. So yeah, SpongeBob, I see you're telling Norbert to check out Captain Flamingo, and yeah, you really should. I still have a lot of episodes of the series myself to go, and I will see episodes that have interesting titles in my recommended, but they're out of the order in which I'm currently watching the show. Therefore, I have to keep myself chronological with my viewing, save for certain holiday episodes though. So I'm covering the poor cat. Alright, so turn off the sketch player from now. And let's see here. Let's see. Oh yeah, Best Bro is actually about the lemonade episode of Captain Flamingo. Yeah, so with that lemonade episode, yes, I've seen it. I'm trying to remember. It's called The Last Stand. That's what it's called. And yeah, I remember watching a video in which the guy talking about it, the YouTuber's name Rookie, by the way, I think, he's talking about how the ending scene in which Milo's cousin Wendell is able to, his face just deforms and becomes all bulgy-eyed and shrunken down because he drank super sour lemonade, and that scene traumatized him, and he'll spend a good amount of time trying to look for that scene. Until he was finally able to, and that might be the most attention Captain Flamingo has ever gotten, at least as far as a YouTuber talking about the show is concerned. Oh, yay me! 27 saying that they're saying greetings from Mexico and happy Canada Day. Yes, thank you. Oh yeah, that's true, Jason. With Baby Looney Tunes, a lot of the voice actors are Canadian, with the exception of June Foray, of course, reprising her role as Granny. So you hear the voice of Double D being the voice of Baby Bugs Bunny, for instance, and the voice of Wawa Bunny happens to be the girl who voices Sabrina in I think did he voice her in both Sabrina the animated series and Sabrina's Secret Life, or is it just Sabrina's Secret Life he voiced her? I can't remember. But yeah, several Warner Bros. Animation series in the 2000s, they have Canadian voice actors, even though they're otherwise mainly American productions. It's the same thing with Tom and Jerry Tales too, I believe. Okay, so what I intend to do here is that they are behind a night sky with fireworks. So not only am I going to be covering that night sky and the fireworks, I'm also going to be having like some light, some nighttime lighting around the characters, and you'll see what I mean once I get there. So let me turn off the reference since I'm pretty much done here. And let me yeah, I think that should be good. And then I'm gonna be colored. What do you think the colors should be for the fireworks? I'm thinking of having them be red. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have them be a white red. Or maybe they're gonna look more pink, honestly, because most of the red is gonna come out of the glow that I'm going to be adding to the fireworks. So yeah, so I'm gonna have them be red to represent Canada. Let's see. Yes, red and white because of Canada. Okay, so I'm thinking that I'll have this half be red with a red glow, and then I'll have like the other half be white. So yeah, that's how I'm gonna do it. Okay, so I'm gonna be coloring the outlines here. Once again, they're gonna be looking more pink than red because I'm gonna be adding a red glow behind them. So I'm gonna be doing that. Oh right, that's right. Yeah, thank you, Jason. Yeah, so in Sabrina the Animated Series, Emily Hart, who is the younger sister of Melissa Joan Hart, who played Sabrina in the live-action series, she was the voice of Sabrina in the original animated series. Okay, yes, thank you, Jason. Oh, there you are, Fairy Princess Valentine. Okay, so she has something to do and she might not return before stream ends. Oh, okay, so yeah, you take care of yourself, Fairy Princess Valentine. Nice that you were able to be here as long as you were able to. Okay, so to speed it up, I'm just gonna be increasing the brush size. There we go. And then I'm gonna have these be white. There we go. Alright. Now, on a separate layer, I'm gonna be adding a glow effect. There we go. Let's see how that works. There we go. There we go. Alright. Wait, just fix it a little bit. There we go. Here we go. And now we're gonna do the white fireworks. And of course the fireworks is not the only thing I have to do to the sky. I'm gonna be adding some stars as well. And also some subtle gradient type textures. I think I have to add that first before I add the stars. So, yeah, and once again, I'm gonna be fixing up the lighting of the characters so that it will make more sense given the nighttime setting here. But first, let me add some more texture to the background. Now, what brush should I use? Let's see if I can try this one. Now, okay. Yeah, hey, this one's good. Yeah. Here we go. Okay. Now, I like doing this to add some extra texture, extra depth to the quality of my art. Include when it comes to like the background specifically, just to add these brushes here. There we go. Okay, and now I'm going to be adding the stars, and we have a brush for that right here. We can use this just for the sparkle. And add the stars like this. Okay, yes, it's looking good. so we're done here. Well, almost done. Like I said, so I'm thinking that first I should be able to add the characters in their own folder. Just stay with me. Okay. And they're gonna be moved to their own folder. And here's what I'm gonna be doing. I'm gonna be adding a solid blue layer, like so. There we go. And then I'm gonna be going to multiply. And then I'm gonna have to be clipped like this. And then I'm gonna be erasing some of this blue here. In fact, progressive maybe lower the opacity like this. And then I'm gonna be erasing some of the blue. No, so use a soft, a soft eraser. That has to be good. There we go. Yeah, so this is what I aim to do in order to evoke the fact that this is at night, so I have that nighttime lighting. There we go. I think probably I should lower the opacity just a little bit more. Yeah, like that. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Then we'll fix it up like so. So hope you enjoyed the stream so far. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe if you're a newcomer, because this is also kind of like an art tutorial in a way. But I should catch up with some more comments that I'm missing. I should add some more stars near the cat. Okay, yeah. Let me do that. Okay, yeah, that's the name this layer, stars. Okay. And probably I just freak it out this time. Yeah, that's good. Or mix up the sizes. Have these be a little bit bigger. There we go. Yeah, mix of medium, large, and tiny stars. Okay. Now going back to what I was doing here. Okay. Okay, let's see what I'm missing here. Hey, Nasty, what's up? I see that you are... Oh yeah, I see you're bringing up Forget About It. Yes, I see Forget About It, and yeah, it's an okay show. I don't dislike it or anything. Like, I don't know, it is what it is. It's an adult sitcom that's trying to be like the typical stomach forward cartoon. It's fine. And I know it was a meme last fall. It and the Wacky World of Tex Avery were simultaneously memes, so that's why I did fan art of Teresa dressed up as Chastity Knott, who is from the Wacky World of Tex Avery. I liked how that turned out, and I'm glad you guys enjoyed that fan art. What am I doing? Yes, I have to add. So the light here. So the first time that I watched the Big Snit, or at least the earliest time I remember watching it, was all the way back in 2011, because I'll borrow some books from the library. For example, I read Cartoon Capers, which was a book about Canadian animation, and I borrowed the 50 Greatest Cartoons, which I currently have a copy of. And the Big Snit was talked about in both books, and that's how I was able to get into it, and really enjoyed it from there. So once again, if you haven't seen this short yet, it's very easy to find it on YouTube from the National Film Board themselves. So yeah, what do you guys think of what I did here? Oh, hang on, I just realized something. Just realized that the fireworks are looking darker than they should. Probably I should have made the fireworks their own layer instead of... Yeah, let's see if I can do that. Okay, yeah, so let me just turn this off for a bit and just make the fireworks be their own layer. Alright, just give me a moment. Just use a select tool, and then we cut, and we paste. Okay, and we name this fireworks. Okay, and put this above the other stuff here. And let's see how that works. Okay, that's better. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, that's looking much better. And any other additional touches that I should do, I'll do it off stream before I post the final drawing, because I did like all the essential stuff with it. So, with that being said, I feel like we should, before we get on to like the extra fun part, which is the guessing game, I'm gonna be catching up with more comments. Let's see. Oh, Norbert's asking if I seen the interview that you did with Chris Kriplin for your Headway video. No, I didn't see the full interview yet. And I see your accent when I'm gonna be bringing on another person for an interview, like a voice actor. I still no updates on that yet. Let's see. And Jason's listed some of his favorites as far as Canadian voice actors go. And I see, yeah, that's another voice actress. You mentioned the voice actress who does the voice of Atomic Betty and Sister from the 2002 Bernstein Bears cartoon. Yeah, I don't know if she's still doing voice acting these days. She might, but yeah, she's another one of my favorites for sure. And I think she should do more singing, because she is a really good singer, since she sang the theme song to Atomic Betty and also to Miss BG, if anybody remembers Miss BG. it's to the point where I was almost going to mention her like in my review of the King episode Stolen Voices when I was talking about how Bob Wyer's voice actor Cal Doug deserves more recognition for a singer. Of course, we love him just as much as a voice actor, but as a singer, that side of his career is a bit more obscure with us animation fans. See, there's anything else. And let's see, Funny Guy's accent. Oh, hang on. What's up, Jazz Man? Yes, everything's going fine. Yes, to answer your question, Funny Guy. What do I think of Total Drama? Yes, I do enjoy Total Drama. I don't think I love it as much as a lot of our people do, but yes, the original generation of contestants, yes, they offer some great stuff. And as for my favorite characters on it, definitely DJ. Yes, I know it's partially because he has the same name as me, but we're similar in personality, and I absolutely love Izzy. She became one of my favorite characters around the time I became more appreciative of Katie Crown as a voice actress. Izzy is hilarious, and Chef is hilarious as well. And I do enjoy Owen. Like, he's just a fun, enthusiastic guy. And he is what TV tropes would call big fun, in which, despite his weight, he doesn't let that prevent him from having fun, that Owen. And let's see. And Funny Guy saying, out of all studios that anime on the new Looney Tunes cartoon, Talk DNA Montreal is best quality. Yes, exactly. And I talked about them in my video talking about the sneak peek for The Day the Earth Blew Up. And I highlighted 2 of the animators, and yes, they are excellent. Oh, Ethan, what's up? Yes, 86 years of the National Film Board. And yes, I do know that Arthur is a Canadian show. It's something that I forget about because I often associate like WGBH with Arthur as much as I do like say Cookie Jar Entertainment. But yes, it is indeed a great Canadian show. It's based in Montreal to be exact. And that reminds me, Sonia Ball is, and also Bruce Dinsmore, the voices of Arthur's parents, and Bruce is also the voice of Binky Barnes as well. They're 2 of my other favorite voice actors as far as Canadian ones go. Not sure what they're doing these days after Arthur ended production in 2019. Yeah, just a reminder, Arthur ended production in 2019, but it didn't air on PBS until 2022, the series finale, I mean. Oh, okay, so Betty's voice actress isn't working anymore. But she did an autobiography. That's cool. Right, that's right. Bruce Dinsmore is also the voice of Bailey as well. I totally forgot. He voices some incidental voices as well in Arthur. And yes, of the ones that you're mentioning, Fairy Princess Valentine, I do enjoy Tabitha St. Germain, especially, again, I'm really enjoying Captain Flamingo, so now I think of Captain Flamingo / Milo Powell as one of my top favorite roles of Tabitha, and I also remember her as Martha from Martha Speaks. Does anybody remember that show? I often forget it exists. See if there's anything else. So yeah, favorite Canadian voice actors, as well as ones that were used more. I actually gave an answer earlier as far as ones who I think should be used more, which is Frank Mescalite, whose only credits I can really think of are Tupi and Binu and Dragon, and I don't know if he's done a lot since then. The last thing he did was the Tupi and Binu movie, which I can't believe they made a movie off of that years after the show was cancelled, and it seems like only a certain audience remembers that series, which is Canadian kids like myself. Luke is asking, what do we do it now? Oh, right. Yeah, I think it is best that we get on to the guessing game. I'm just gonna let you know that I'm gonna be doing 10 characters, and whoever is the winner will get their prize. But in the meantime, here's a little short break.
What do you get when a kid overfeeds his pet newt?
Everyone knows that.
Oh, I'm great at guessing.
You get one super-sized smart alecky salamander.
Haha, you're right.
He's Ned's newt, and now you can get him on video.
Write it down.
That's right, all the outrageously overgrown fun of the hit TV series Ned's Newt can be yours for $9.95 or less each.
No way!
That's $9.95 or less each for count 'em, 4 episodes on every video cassette.
This is great, Newt.
That's my boy.
So don't let this slippery character slip through your hands.
It's clear what you have to do.
Start your collection of Ned's Newt videos today.
Now we better get out of here before we cause any more future-altering damage to the ecosystem.
Ned's Newt, now on video. And look for more adventures coming soon.
Also available on home video. In stores everywhere.
Coming up next, stay tuned for Kaput and Zosky on Teletoon.
Coming up next, stay tuned for Sabrina, the animated series on Teletoon.
Saturday afternoons at 4, Kapow on Teletoon.
Coming up at 3, Oliver's Adventures on Teletoon.
This morning at 11, Kapow on Teletoon.
Alright, everybody. Is everybody ready to play? Once again, I'm gonna be doing like 10 characters. And before I do, just want to mention, yes, we're gonna roll Poyoli. I know, well, two of my other favorite voice actors, Canadian voice actors, are Adrian Truss, who voices Always Dad, and Catherine Disser, who voices his mom as well, and Len Carlson, who voices Pappy, and also, okay, might as well get started. Okay, you can start making your guesses now. Nope, it's not Toopy. And yes, it is Bert Raccoon from the Raccoons. And Deetra is the one to get the answer first. Yes, as a reminder, whoever gets the answer correctly first is the one who gets a point first. Wait, let's probably make this be red, just like the Canadian flag. So yes. Hang on a moment. So yes, that gets you your first point, Deetra. Congratulations. Make this bigger. Right, so let's move on to another character. Yes. Not exactly a cartoon character per se, but nonetheless iconic as far as Canadian kids TV goes. And yes, it is Lynette the Clown from the Big Comfy Couch. And also, as I mentioned, that Alison Court is another one of my favorite Canadian voice actresses. Let's see who got it right first. Let's see you. And it happens to be you, Sponge Boy. So let me add your name to the list. Alright, next character. I just figured one. Just moving down a bit. Yes, and the answer is Delete from Cyber Chase. And even as a kid, like before, like I thought, I don't know, maybe I should give Cyber Chase another chance. I always thought that Buzz and Delete were the most interesting looking of the characters. They kind of remind me of Pain and Panic from Hercules, honestly, in a way. I should get back to watching that show, but yes, that gives you another point, Sponge Boy. Okay, who's to be next? Oh yes, I just thought of somebody. okay, you're almost there. Like some of you have the right show, but yes, it's Timothy Goes to School, and it happens to be Mrs. Jenkins. Yes, the teacher. And I see some people remember the show. And let's see who's the first person to get the right answer for Mrs. Jenkins. And it has to be you, Woke. It's a brand new day, so come on and play in a world that's... Wait, I'm supposed to remember the theme song, damn it. But yes, that gets you your first point, Woke. Now, who else should I draw next? Let me see. Let me see. And oh wait. I know. I think someone has to answer by now. And it is Sam from Sam and Max Freelance Police. Yes, and just today I was watching some of the episode where Max is being made the king of the island inhabitants. So that was just fresh on my mind. So, and also rest in peace to Harvey Atkin, who is another one of my favorite Canadian voice actors. So it is, let me see, plus Boo who has the right answer. So let me just add your name here. Okay, so 5 more for this game. Who should I draw next? I think this one should be... Oh. This one should be an easy one, right? Yes, the answer is Stacy Stickler from Stick Around, and that gets you another point, Sponge Boy. Wait, let me double check. And yes, you're already on a roll, pal. Okay, here's another one who isn't exactly a cartoon character, but some of you may be able to recognize him if you're knowledgeable on Canadian kids shows. any guesses yet? Nope, he's not a pig. Parker, yes, Parker from Mr. Meaty. I don't know, the show never gave me nightmares, but I was aware of the disturbing nature of it when I was watching it as a kid. And let's see who was the first one to get it. It happens to be James Borland, yes. So that gets you your point. Alright, what other characters should I draw next? Oh wait, I thought one. No, probably do it like this. Where's that at? I've just found that these are drawn from memory, so a high chance to be very off model. But let's see if you have any guesses. And nope, it's not Principal Mulligan. Nope. It's okay, yes, Two-Legged Joe from Splice. Yes, that is the answer. And let me see who got it. Let me see here. And it's you, Wilk. That gets you another point, so that means you are in second place behind Sponge Boy. There we go. Alright, 2 more to go. This will be character should be fresh on some of your minds. Yes, it's Bob Wire from King, and in case you haven't yet, you should check out the 2 episodes of King that I reviewed for Norbert. And let me double check who got the first answer. Yes, it's you, Sponge Boy. Okay, I guess we could already declare you as the winner, but since I already said I'm gonna be doing 10, we'll just continue making sure that we go with an even number here. Okay, so what's character I should draw next? Okay, last one. Now this one might be a bit hard because this is pretty obscure. I mean, some of the other shows I represented are obscure, but this one's like really obscure. Like arguably more so than King. Any guesses? Wow. Okay. Yes. Yes, you got it, SpongeBob. It's Hey Hey from Mischief City, and he is a character voiced by Adrian Truss, who I mentioned voices Roy Poyo's dad. And I can hear when I watch the show, like the show's mostly lost media, so it's only like a few episodes that is available. But when I heard Hey Hey's voice, I'm pretty sure he's doing an Edwin impression, who you may know is the voice of the Mad Hatter in Disney's Alice in Wonderland. So yes, SpongeBob, I figured you'd be the one to get it, so that means you're the winner. Congratulations. So I hope you have in store who you like me to draw, like as a rough doodle request, one Canadian cartoon character of your choice. I have a feeling it might be a Captain Flamingo character, but if not, then I'm open to hear like from which other series you like me to draw from. So yeah, congratulations, pal. So that means we're gonna be wrapping up the stream soon, but not before I catch up with some more comments. And just a reminder that I will be adding whatever fancy touches are needed to this drawing here before I post it. Okay. Oh yeah, that's right. He was the voice of Admiral Gill in Atomic Betty as well. I forgot. And let's see. And also Jerry from the later seasons of Totally Spies. And let's see. Okay, so I'll make it be in full color this time. Your prize, SpongeBob. Oh yeah, Inkies is saying that I should add the moon to my Big Snit art. Okay, I will. And Plusbo's saying, dang SpongeBob, you're so good. Yeah, I know, he's an expert on these Canadian cartoons. Yes, Rebecca Brenner is another Canadian voice actress that I'm nostalgic for. Not just for Shimmer, and not just for Polly Pie, but also for Brittany Ann from Miss BG, which I recommend you check out that show. It's been a year since I've seen it myself, but that was one of my favorites to catch on TVO Kids. Let's see. Yes, it's best not to talk about the creator of Ren and Stimpy, but instead we should celebrate, as far as Canadian animators on that show go, Bob Jakes and Kelly Armstrong. I talked about them earlier with the work they did at Carbuncle Cartoons for the best episodes of the show. And yes, you should seek out their animation reels, and really phenomenal stuff. And Daniel saying, I was almost close to answer the stick around one, but completely messed it up. Guessing games are art for me. No, it's okay. Like, the fun of guessing games is that you give your guesses that may be correct, but, you know, it still shows that you're trying. Sometimes the guesses could be very interesting. Let's see if there's anything else. Oh. Alright, you check in on your family, Jason. Thank you for tuning in, and take care. And make sure you have a good 4th of July too, in case I missed it. And yeah, Tabitha from Captain Flamingo has grown to be one of my favorite roles of Rebecca as well. And yeah, I can't wait to get to another episode with her as I watch the series. Yes, I do enjoy Ian James Correct. Like I mentioned, I most remember him. He voices Mr. Conductor in Dinosaur Train, and he's the voice of Johnny Test's dad too, if I remember correctly. Oh yeah, I forgot. Wednesday is also Canadian. Yes, Wednesday is such an underrated talent as far as women in animation go. Like, she's just as responsible for the work of Ren and Stimpy, similar to Bob Camp and the late great Jim Smith, and of course the other guy. Yes. Okay, everybody, I think it's time that. Let me see how far I am. Oh yeah, an hour and 17 minutes. Yeah. Okay guys, so I think that's my call for me to wrap it up. Well, thank you so much for your participation in this live stream, talking about Canadian cartoons and Canadian voice actors and all that good stuff. And once again, be on the lookout for the finished Big Snit fan art, and don't forget to like this stream if you enjoyed it, and to subscribe if you are a newcomer. Now, I'll let you guys go to enjoy the rest of your week, and in case I don't come back for Friday, make sure you have a great 4th of July to my American viewers. And yeah, I'll be seeing you soon. And actually, before I close out completely, I was told by a couple of childhood friends that I need to share this very important message with you guys.
Why do you think your mommy or daddy are always telling you, don't put that in your mouth? Let's find out.
Don't you put it in your mouth. Don't you put it in your mouth. Don't you stuff it in your face. Don't stuff it in your face. Though it might look good to eat. Though it might look good to eat. And it might look good to taste. And it might look good to taste. You could get sick. Ick. Real quick. Ick. Real sick. Real ick. Don't you put it in your mouth. Till you ask someone you love. That's right, sis. If it's okay to eat, if it's okay to eat, like a muffin or a beet,
like a muffin or a beet.
If you don't know just what it is, remember, boys and girls, don't put it in your mouth. Yeah.
Always ask someone you love before you put anything in your mouth.